Hey YouTube, Shuffle Does here. So we just bought a gorgeous Gala apple tree in remembrance of someone. I called Digger's Hotline, they marked out power, and then AT&T and Spectrum did theirs. I also just had them do the whole lot here. So they measured on the side of the house where the gas was and out the front where the water's coming. So all of our power is buried, so from the back of the house it goes out back, buried, which is nice. But here's the new tree that I'm going to plant and hopefully enjoy apples for many years to come. So whether you've noticed in my previous videos or not, or have asked the question to yourself but haven't asked me, the stakes around the trunks of those trees and their ropes were only up for the first year. So I went and took it off of the Honeycrisp tree, which had all three stakes still nicely intact. So that's what I'm going to use on these. And then I'll show you my temporary deer-proof fencing that I used on those until I could take those stakes out and put in the more permanent deer-proof fencing that you can see over there. Let's get this guy in the ground, get some fertilizer on him. Here we go. So some are going to say that this spot is too close to this pine tree. For right now, yes, but this pine tree is not going to be here forever. This will outlast that for sure. Part of this is already starting to die, and this will be good by the time this catches up. If I need to trim some to keep this healthy, I will, because this will be priority over that big pine. So this stake was just here to let the guys that are marking for power and everything approximately what I was thinking. So that's why they put flags close by. But this is the right spot, right orientation that we want this. Typically you do a hole twice as big as the root ball or the pot that it came in. So I'll lay that out, dig the hole. So once you get a piece started, take the shovel and cut underneath the grass. That way when you put the tree back in, you can lay these pieces back in the same order. Then you saw I took a piece out for the middle. Well, that's to keep the spot for the tree trunk. Now that you got your hole about to the right depth, I go even further and just loosen up what's directly underneath. If there are any noticeable rocks, I'll kick those out. But really get a good loose base for what the new tree is going to be sitting on. Then, with any luck, this will slide right out. And what you're looking for is about this. I know we're on a little bit of a downhill slope. I'm on the low end right here. But you want the top about 2 inches or so above grade. And then what they recommend is to score the sides here. So scoring the roots is going to do two things. It's going to obviously damage them, but then it's going to promote new growth. And then with the strong root starter or other different types of fertilizer you can put on them to start roots, that's going to get in there all the more faster to help promote more root growth. So I cut it on 4 sides, north, south, east, west. If you kind of scratch at it good, you can get a lot of the nice big roots out so that they can start looking for more space. Then you're going to want to take your soil that you dug out of the hole, make sure it's nice broken up. If you find any more rocks, just you need some soil compaction, but not too much. So you can see the sod that I'm putting back in is much lower. So we're gonna need to get a little more dirt in here. So this being the high side, I kind of have it almost level to the root ball, and then it goes down the back side to continue the slope. But you put the sod that you took out, put it right back in, and throughout the course of summer this will all fill in. And then so some trees you get can have bamboo on them. They recommend you can keep it on for stability, but I think the sooner you can take it off and stake the tree for support, the better off you're going to be, so that the tree naturally is supporting itself and not dependent on this. So this is the ugly green netting that we're going to use in conjunction with our stakes to keep it upright. So these are just simple 2x2s with an angle cut on them. So these are some homemade pieces, just some tubing I heated and bent up, put some nice cordage through, and this is actually the angle iron that you can use to support like garage door tracks. So put this around your tree, put the other end through, tie it off, and now you have a protected end with a slide function to tighten it up. So let's get 3 of these set up. Now you want to place these outside, probably at least a foot beyond where the soil that was disturbed when digging up for the tree. Alright, so last one here again, just some tubing, homemade clasp here. Find a good spot to tie around. The long side goes through the bottom 2 holes, and you tie the dumb end to the top one. If you don't feel like making these, you can buy them. The stuff they got out there is good, better, best for sure. But
So as you can see here, these little reflectors weave through this green netting and sticks into the top of the posts where I've already pre-drilled some holes. So here you can see the final result, where at each top of every stake has one of these reflectors, and the intermediate I just did some bamboo stakes shoved into the ground and zip tied to it. So this is the temporary deer-proof fencing around this new apple tree. I hope you guys like this video, and if you do, hit the thumbs up and subscribe. Again, this is Shuffle Does, and thanks for watching.